stacking and I'm rolling up all of this cabbage. I can't wait until the day we live in lavish. I just turned 21 so you could say I'm savage.
So we all remember Fetty Wap, right?
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since your pretty ass soon as you came in the door.
Have you ever thought to yourself, what happened to Fetty Wap? Well, stay tuned to find out. So born in Paterson, New Jersey, now 29-year-old rapper Fetty Wap first exploded onto the scene with his 2014 debut single, Trap Queen, which was actually only the third song he had ever wrote.
I ain't really have too much left. I didn't really know how to write songs like that at the time. Trap Queen was like my third song I ever wrote.
And I'd say it did pretty well for a debut single, seeing as it is now certified diamond. And it wasn't just his debut single that would achieve such great success, but his debut album would as well, his self-titled album which dropped back in 2015. The album would debut at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 and sold 129K first week. And let me just say, there are some classic bangers on that album. Besides Trap Queen, there's 679, Again, My Way, and RGF Island, all of which are still fire to this day. And at one point, Trap Queen, 679, Again, and My Way were all in the top 10 of the Billboard chart at the same time, which that in itself is very impressive, not to mention that those were his first 4 singles ever. So for a while there, Fetty Wap was one of the hottest artists out and everybody was bumping his songs. But after his debut album, he would never reach that level of success again. While he by no means disappeared or quit music, his following releases were increasingly fewer and farther between, and none of them have came even close to peaking as high as his first 4 singles. So following his tremendous year in 2015, Fetty would release 4 singles in 2016, including Jimmy Choo and Wake Up, which did do decent, and I was a really big fan of Wake Up. He would also drop a mixtape in 2016 and would feature on the Fifth Harmony song, All in My Head. 2017 would be a fairly similar year for Fetty, as he dropped a few more singles here and there, as well as another mixtape. But still, nothing was really popping off like it had before for him. And then in 2018, things started to really slow down for him. He only had 2 releases in 2018, a short EP as well as another mixtape. And then in 2019, he released only 2 singles the whole year. And last year in 2020, he would release 3 projects. But again, they didn't perform very well. But why not? What happened to Fetty Wap? Well, to start, I think it's important to go back to the fact that still his biggest song to date, which is Trap Queen, was also his debut song. And along with that, many of his other biggest songs were also off of his debut album. And for artists to blow up right away like he did, it's really a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because obviously the first song you drop explodes and you quickly have a huge fan base, but it's also a curse because then everybody is going to be expecting all of your following releases to be just as good, if not better. And in the case of Fetty Wap, they weren't. Now, it's also important to point out that after he first blew up, Fetty Wap would face many lawsuits and found himself in quite a bit of legal trouble as well. The lawsuits started rolling in 2016 when a Danish songwriter claimed copyright infringement, as he had reportedly bought the Trap Queen beat back in 2014. Also in 2016, another lawsuit came when rapper P. Dice of the Remy Boys accused Fetty of violating their contract with their song 679. I guess P. Dice originally had a verse on the song, but it would be removed before its release. Then the following year, in 2017, Fetty was guilty of defaming one of his employees after he promised to pay her 10% of the money he made while on tour. And not only did he break that promise, Fetty also made her pay out of pocket for tour expenses and falsely claimed that she stole money from him. Also in 2017, Fetty was arrested after being pulled over on a Brooklyn highway. He was then charged with drunk driving, reckless endangerment, drag racing, and illegally changing lanes. Fast forward 2 more years to 2019, and Fetty Wap was arrested again, this time for assaulting 3 employees at a Las Vegas hotel. He was also charged again in 2019 for mistreating property, causing almost $200,000 in damage. 2020 would again see Fetty charged for assaulting a woman after punching, strangling, and threatening to kill her. But his girl problems didn't start or end there. He is the father of 6 children, with 5 different women. In 2019, he would marry model Leandra Gonzalez, before she would file for divorce just a year later after accusing him of cheating on her with multiple women, as well as being physically abusive. So I think with all of that, we can see that Fetty Wap doesn't seem like too good of a guy. And all of that legal trouble definitely didn't help his music career either. So while I mentioned that Fetty has still been dropping music here and there, with his latest release release being back in December with You Know the Vibes, he's also been up to some other stuff. Besides appearing on Love and Hip Hop, which is something you never really want to do, he's also been busy scamming underground rappers on the internet, with many people coming out and saying that they received a DM from Fetty saying that he checked out their music, and that he wants to get them on a mixtape he is working on for $500. And then when they send the $500, they never hear back from him. Yet another low move from Fetty Wap. Now there has also been some talk about Internet Money potentially doing a collab album with him. Internet Money, a collective of producers and artists co-founded by Taz Taylor and Nick Mira, could definitely help bring some attention back to Fetty and his music, because as we've seen, there hasn't been very much on it lately. So that's pretty much what happened to Fetty Wap. However, according to Fetty Wap himself, he said he fell off because, quote, bad business managers, greed and selfishness, but it's almost over. I got rid of all that goofy shit around me. Now I can focus on the music, and I'm going up, just watch. Well, we'll be watching, I guess. But I don't know if I could really see him having a comeback anytime soon. I just think he'll always be known for his early songs. So that'll do it for this video on Fetty Wap. If you haven't yet, please do me a favor and drop a like for me. And also hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for new videos every week.
We some wolves, got the pack and it's boof. Wish you would pick the slack cause it's loose. Get the bag, pop the tag, then we move. Never brag, hit the dag, then I deuce. We some wolves, got the pack and it's boof. Wish you would pick the slack cause it's loose. Get the bag, pop the tag, then we